questions about trade rumors, Steve. The league moved up the trade deadline. You like that idea?
Yeah, I do. I think you said it best. The DeMarcus Cousins situation, he was traded while he was on camera.
Oh,
I think
my
that was tough during the All-Star break. So I think the one thing is to get all that done before we get to that chance to have a player in that embarrassing moment.
So the New York starting five, they've got Porzingis. Alexander is out there with Foster. Then there's Jahlil Okafor, and it's Knox in at the 3 spot. Here's Alexander. It's good from about 19 feet. Alexander's got his second bucket tonight.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Great look by Blake Griffin. When your foreman has that ability to pass the basketball, it's a major advantage.
Here's Alexander, and again, it's New York.
He has great instincts on the offensive end. He's tough to contain.
The Pistons on offense. 4-point game. Porzingis comes with the double team. Winslow wide open. He fires, and the first shot of the night for him, no good. The Knicks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Alexander, and there's another one for the Knicks.
A lot of enthusiasm to the start of this game. So far, a perfect 4 for 4.
And Griffin slams it in.
If you allow Blake Griffin to get that close, the result, a dunk.
AI right side. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Alexander's got 10 points in the game.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Goes up on the wing. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
Back to Baylor. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Alexander. Misses off the right iron.
And all the skill used on that crossover. Might want to save a little bit for the finish. Unable to convert there.
Winslow, the pass to Baylor. With the teardrop. Here's Drummond, and he hits it to tie the game up. He's got 6.
Drummond is very active on the offensive glass. This is where he can pile up a lot of points.
Here's Alexander, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
That's 10 straight off of the mid-range.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. To the paint, here's Kramer, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Alexander, and some very quick points for him on that possession.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
Poke loose. And again, it's New York.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
Baylor kicks to Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
A nice job of converting, but what really makes this play, the league pass.
For New York, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting, coming out very strong. Didn't think that was going to go in. 19 points for AI.
Extending the lead, this has been a great year for him offensively.
Well, early on, neither team put much emphasis on the defensive side.
No doubt. The offensive game planning on both sides has been effective early on.
Shot from 16, and the Knicks good for 2.
I like what he's given them tonight. Efficient offense that's helped fuel this lead.
Well, Steve, at the same time that the rest of the NBA seems to be going small, the Pistons are building their fortunes around two traditional big men like Drummond and Blake Griffin. Do you like the direction?
Yeah, I do. Andre Drummond, he has tremendous mobility for his size. And Blake Griffin, he's highly skilled. I think it's about the pieces you put around them, guys that can shoot and guys that can play without the basketball in their hands.
Porzingis comes with the double team. Okafor with the steal. AI left side. Fires from the wing. And he hits the jump shot. Alexander's got 25 points.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And again, Detroit turns it over. And just a fantastic run of games for him. A look at the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Well, you just look at the scoring he's provided and the numbers he has put up, and it's a no-brainer. Rarely does someone carry an offense this much and not walk away with some form of hardware for their efforts.
And again, it's New York.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Inside, here's Baylor, and Baylor throws it down.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Not only does that dunk help in cutting into this lead, but it gives this team a real confidence boost, too. He's been locked in all night, and he's taking good shots.
Here's Griffin. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
When you think of low post scorers, you got to put Griffin down there. Yes, he likes to face up, but with his back to the basket, he's pretty good as well as drawing fouls.
And the first one at the line is good.
Blake Griffin, an all-star for his first 5 seasons in the NBA, but not the last 3. He's still an impact player, though. We'll see if he can crack the roster in the East.
Well, as we all know, Blake Griffin, Steve, possessing breathtaking athleticism, but injuries certainly have been a concern.
You're right. A lot of it, just bad luck. A teammate falls on your knee. That kind of thing happens. But his skill level is starting to complement his power. I think he'll be fine.
And the Pistons making a change here. Hernan Gomez is checked in. And now, let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. Number 1, the Knicks.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. I mean, they're really converting points off those turnovers.
Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now the pass to Powers. To the middle. Porzingis with the block. Now, here's AI. Turned in an outstanding game against Denver. Basket counts.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. And yes, it's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Fires for 3. Another 3 that time. A beautiful shot from Alexander. Alexander's got 40 points. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. To the paint. And Baylor throws it down.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Here's Alexander. Collins grabs the miss.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Here's Alexander, and again, it's New York.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Pistons trail by 17. Here's Hernan Gomez. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. AI outside. Shoots. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Alexander's got 44. Pass to Collins. Over to the left wing. Baylor buries it from three-point range.
Further proof that you can't leave anyone in this league that wide open.
The Knicks leading by 16. From 15 feet away, and again another shot trained there from Alexander.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Stolen by Robinson. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Collins.
A chance to check out AI here. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. First in scoring, first in shooting percentage. And he's as good as it gets from three-point land. In fact, the best percentage that we have in the league.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. And he can't get the first one. Teams in both conferences battling to get to the NBA Finals. Steve, what do you like to see in a championship series?
Kevin, I would love to see teams that are kind of evenly matched a lot of times, both in style of play and then also to have the stars within the stars. And what I do hate, though, is a team that is at a disadvantage because of an injury. That's the one thing I hate, because you always have the debate, if this player wasn't hurt, what would be the outcome?
Robinson kicks to Alexander. Over Robinson. Online from the top of the key. It's good from Alexander. Alexander's got 48. Down low. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
New York leading by 17. .151 left in the first quarter. And there's another one for the Knicks.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
The pass to Perry. To the middle. Here's Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Oh, the big man rocking the rim. Good aggressive finish right there.
And usually he leaves those to his teammates.
Well, he saw an opportunity to slam it down, and he seized it.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Here's Hernan Gomez. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Alexander gets the bucket.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
Paul's checked in for Hardaway. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Hernan Gomez has got 8 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Baseline jumper. Again, what an avalanche. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
And Paul over to help. Inside. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got his first points in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Alexander gets the bucket.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
At the elbow, it's Robinson. Down low. It's good. Robinson's got his second bucket tonight.
That was a great pass once the double team came over. He hit the wide open man perfectly.
AI left side. Gets it off. Good, that's another bucket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
And so it's New York taking it. With the All-Star teams being finalized, we talked to it.
I'd be lying if I told.
There's going to be a lot of debate about who should and who shouldn't be on the All-Star rosters, but hard to argue with AI's inclusion.
You know, there's debate every year, Kevin, but there should be no conversation when it comes to AI. The things he's done for this team and how involved he is on both ends of the floor are undeniable.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
I tell you, on fire all period long, and this is how you want to start the game.
They built up a monster lead on the heels of great shooting. Love the attack mindset here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for the Knicks, we've got Paul. Robinson is out there with Alexander, and it's Hickman in at the 4 slot. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Nuggets put on a show. He had an incredible number of points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did, but we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
It's going to be tough. I'm sure their entire defensive game plan is centered around how to stop him. They're going to be all over him.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
And finished off by Collins.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
And right there, a little miscommunication on that pass.
Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. And the Knicks making it. Kicks it to Collins. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
AI left side. He got it again. Sensational. 71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Puts it up from 17. Misses off the left iron. For the New York Knicks, they won their last contest against the Denver Nuggets.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
Lets it fly. Rebounded by the Pistons. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And with your defense, one part's your ability, the other, though, is effort, and in that one they showed neither.
Also, they were late with their rotations. For most of the evening, gave up a lot of easy points.
5 on the clock. There's Winslow. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in Charlotte where they'll take on the Hornets. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Indiana Pacers.
And for their matchup with the Nets, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Now here's Winslow. Defense is right there.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
New York leading by 19. AI up top, covered by Winslow. And the Knicks miss again.
An uncontested look for mid-range. He typically drains that one.
Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Alexander, and another one.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Alexander grabs the board.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
He's really taken a hold of this first half and made it his. He is making all the right decisions out there.
To the inside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Pulls up on the wing. Count it.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Detroit's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. It's deflected.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
And again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The Knicks making a switch here. Okafor's checked in. 23 seconds left in the first half. And it's good for 2. Hernan Gomez has got 14.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Here's Alexander. Connects again.
81 on the night, channeling his inner Mamba right now.
There is no slowing this guy down. He is on fire. And finished off by Collins.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. Here's Kramer. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's... And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from AI.
You're scoring consistently from range. He really lit it up there in the first half.
Yeah, the defense has to adjust, extend out to him in the second half, and that could create a lot of floor spacing.
They've got Drummond. Winslow is out there with Baylor. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4. That's the group for Detroit right now. Alexander gets the bucket.
I don't think the D has an answer for him right now. He is just getting any shot he wants.
Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. The Knicks shooting their first free throws here tonight. When you played on the road, Smitty, just how much did you hear comments from the crowd? Home or away, but I'm guessing more on the road than at home.
Yeah, on the road you hear some interesting comments, Kevin, from a lot of the fans. And a lot of times I didn't want to drown it out. I wanted to hear because it fueled me. And to get a chance to, I wouldn't say engage. I would tell young players not to engage. But the one thing I would do, Kevin, when you get going, you just kind of catch that fan. You get eye contact and you give them that smile. And that's when I think you really attack them by your facial expression.
Good explanation. A nice shot by Winslow.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
AI right side. Good. Alexander's got 8 points in the quarter.
Great play calling. The execution. 3 for 3 to start the half.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Porzingis comes with the double team. Ball's knocked loose. Porzingis with the steal. Here's Alexander. They grab their own miss. Tries again. Hits it again. Wow. That's 91, an incredible feat.
This is just flat out insane.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
I like that Drummond has become more in control of his offensive game, and the defense is running out of answers.
Here's Alexander, and good, there's another.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Baylor kicks to Griffin. To the inside, here's Drummond. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 4 assists in the game.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's Alexander, and again, it's New York.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Drummond throws it down.
And you see the body control of Drummond, undeterred by some physical D, now going to the line for one more.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And Andre Drummond, an incredible combination of size and athleticism. Steve, any players that he reminds you of?
You know, a young Dwight Howard. He's also been compared to a more athletic Moses Malone. Drummond's rebounding numbers back that up.
And Baylor throws it down.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Outside Griffin. And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Alexander. The 18-footer is right on the mark.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And it's gotten to this point, Drummond finishing with authority on a consistent basis.
Now, here's AI. Baylor defending, shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. Andre Drummond picks one up. The Knicks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And both free throws good for AI.
It's interesting. No free throw attempts for him in the first half. He's finally pushing the action and reaping the reward.
And Paul over to help. And the wide open shot from Griffin. Alexander grabs the board. Alexander's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. From deep three-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
Pass to Perry. Goes up to the stripe. The Knicks pull it in. Robinson's got 5 rebounds tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
He got it again. Sensational. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
His turnovers haven't helped their cause. It's almost as if he's playing for the other team.
Zach Collins checked in for the Pistons. Here's Alexander, and the Knicks good for 2.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Perry passes to Collins. To end the run. Doesn't go that time. And New York will come the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, this lead has snowballed. Credit their killer instinct for piling on.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. AI right side. Wing shot on the way, and the Knicks good for 2.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
It's led to a big lead. Credit the leadership on this team. They've kept everyone focused on what matters.
Here's Griffin. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Here's Alexander, and it's good off the back rim and in.
And the D just a step slow reacting to the step back.
Out to the right wing. Griffin's got space. It's rebounded by Paul.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Alexander gets the bucket.
He's the engine for his team right now. They're looking for him to provide offense, and he's doing that and then some.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
New York's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. And too long on the shot. And here are the Pistons now. Robinson drives in. Here's Powers. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. The Knicks shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable. Kicks it out to Paul. Here's Alexander, and another one falls.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. In the corner, it's Robinson. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Setting up the half-court offense now.
They've got to find a way, not enough ball movement or body movement when they get in the half court.
Here's Alexander, and good, he hits it again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Collins, good. Collins has got 13.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Alexander. Misses off the right iron. And, well, Detroit shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Count it.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Smooth sailing for New York. Shot on the wing. That shot is off. And the Pistons now going the other way. Here's Powers. No good from outside. AI outside. The shot. Good on the jump shot. So it's the Pistons now. And Paul over to help. Shot by Collins, no good. New York's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. And another one falls. Amazing.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught.
We know how strong Griffin is, but he has the ability also to adjust.
Drummond passes to Powers. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Good on the bucket. And that's now 6 points for Justice Winslow.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
On the court for the Knicks, Alexander is out there with Brown. And there's Porzingis. And it's Dillon in at the 3 slot. And it's good, 2 points.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
And he's doing it efficiently, taking makeable shots. That's led to a high percentage from the field.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Here's Alexander. Here's Porzingis. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession you won. Still doing his part, but it hasn't been enough. They need some kind of spark.
There's the pass to Alexander. From deep. Rebound by the Pistons. Here's Powers. From outside, off the mark. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And he drains the three. Good-looking shot there from Alexander.
How about his aggressiveness from three? He caught fire in the first half. Now hits his second one since the break. He's a bad, bad man.
Winslow finds Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Unselfish basketball. Winslow, a more than willing setup man.
New York's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Alexander, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
He has really come into this second half on an absolute tear. Really impressive effort from him so far.
To the inside. Up and in. That's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
The offensive rebound. Outside, Porzingis. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
You know, plenty of teams, they try this strategy. Works when you're hot, but works against you when you're not.
Passes it to Powers. Tipped away and taken away by Brown. On up the court. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for them.
They are winning the battle in transition. Look for them to keep pushing.
That's a great dunk.
Freakish,
yes,
athletically.
Unbelievable play.
Wow.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
This is where it's important to have guys looking for opportunities. Terrific lead pass.
Here's Alexander. And again, New York with the triple.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
From deep three-point range. And again, New York with the triple.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working. Not letting his team down. He's been very strong. He just needs a little help from his teammates.
It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Stolen. And here we go. Fast break, and AI's got it. Fires from 18. That one goes. Count it.
All right, he's got to quit while he's ahead. He got away with it there, but the crossover usually gets him into a bit of trouble.
Here's Kramer. Again, the Pistons score.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range.
What's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. The field for the three-point contest is about to be finalized. And I'll tell you, we have some shooters here who are going to make this year's event a very heated competition.
Kevin, it always is. There's more pride involved in the three-point contest than in any other part of All-Star Weekend. Each one of those guys wants to prove they are the best shooter in the world.
You take a look at Alexander, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And the excitement for this year's three-point contest keeps growing as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. Some amazing shooters in line to take part.
Hard to pick a winner out of that group of contenders, but safe to say it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Tries it from 9. Alexander grabs the board. Alexander's got his 6th rebound on the night. Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
You know, I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games, but I think overall just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree. And again, it's New York. Detroit's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Pass to Drummond, out to the wing. Robbins. Detroit, no good that time either.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
He had a nice open look right there.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble? They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence. Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. From the wing, and good, he hits it again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And it's the Knicks with the ball. AI outside. Lets it go from the wing. Steve, looks like we may not have any more sleeved jerseys anymore. As you look back, is this the end of an era or the end of an error, a mistake?
Either way, I am happy, Kevin. I just didn't like the look.
I am too.
And I could imagine being a player, being able to try to shoot the basketball with sleeves.
It made no sense.
Not at all. So I'm looking forward not to see guys wearing, I would call it T-shirts.
Yeah.
And just a nice job there to shake free of the D inside and then drain the jumper.
And Drummond throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Smooth sailing for New York. A step back shot here, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Anderson, to the middle, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
The Knicks shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. The baseline J. Another one goes. Incredible. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for New York.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game will push their win total now up to 53.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for AI.
Boy, it was amazing the level of chaos he caused. Challenging ball handlers, getting into passing lanes, racking up a number of steals that helped demoralize his opponent.
Feeds it to Anderson. Robbins, he's guarded by AI, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And this run may make the score look a little more acceptable, but still a loss.
They could never put it together when it mattered. Just let too many opportunities slip through their fingers.
And just putting the finishing touches on this one, they have been on fire.
I mean, a fantastic run. The guys are really clicking, and the scoreboard reflects that.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Daniel Tice is checked in for Drummond, and it's Juan Hernangomez in for Anderson. Inside, rejected by Alexander. Fires from the wing, and the Knicks good for two.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
They better have some extra goodies on that plane, because after this blowout, they deserve to be rewarded.
Hickman passes to Robinson. AI left side. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. 16 seconds left in the game. Shoots over Brown. Robinson misses. Here's Alexander, and the Knicks good for two.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer.
Big win, fellas. Man, I was on fire.
Man, keep it up.